Hey everybody, this is Evan Rogers. We are continuing on with our NHK Coronavirus Extravaganza. And the reason why we're doing this is because with the same vocab appearing in almost every single one of these articles, we'll learn a lot of vocabulary, but we can focus on the grammar a lot more as well. And we'll learn some vocab and see how the vocab mishmashes together. Remember, there's a Quizlet deck that it should be linked below. And I'll just mention this one time. Become a Patreon or a Subscribe Star donor, $1 a month. That's 3 cents a day. And you get some bonus material as well off of the stuff. So with that being said, let's continue on with our exciting journey of the coronavirus. Alright everybody, we are going into the Q&A. We are finally at our first question. This is Shitsumon Ichi. Notice these cool triangular brackets to let us know that, you know, that's what's happening, like it's a question and an answer. Alright, so I'll try to do the question and the answer in the same video. Tebukuro wa yaku ni tachimasu ka? Alright, ka, question marker. Yeah, yaku ni tachimasu. Yaku ni tachimasu is a set combination of words that means to be useful, to be helpful, to be in some way beneficial. Will it help? That sort of feeling. Not like to help your grandmother, like Superman saves Lois Lane help. It's more like, does it help? Is it useful? Maybe useful would be a good translation for it. Okay, tebukuro is the kanji for gloves. It's the word for gloves actually, and it's written in kanji. I'm a genius. In case you didn't know, it is 11:48 p.m. I should be asleep right now. Tebukuro wa yaku ni tachimasu ka? Are gloves useful? Good question. Now my question is, what kind of gloves are we talking about? Like, she's a medical professional, this Sugiwara Edisa. She's probably thinking like latex or like silicone, I don't know what they all are, silicone gloves or whatever they use in hospitals. And then, like, the random citizen might be thinking, like, those driving gloves that Japanese people always wear. If you're ever in Japan and you see women driving, they're always wearing, like, white gloves. It actually makes the steering wheel slipperier. I don't understand why you would wear them. Anyway, that's a question for another day. Kotae, the answer. Tebukuro shiteru to. Alright, let's just pause right there. Tebukuro shiteru to. The verb for putting on or to be wearing gloves is suru. So shiteiru to. So this to is like if or when. So when wearing gloves. So when wearing gloves, or if you're wearing gloves, if is less common as a translation than when. Wirisu ga tsuita tokoro o te de sawaranai. Okay, so notice sawaranai no de. Okay, so because sawaranai, you won't touch or you don't touch. So notice when we just have a regular not past tense form of the verb, it can be translated as will not or do not. So here it actually works either way. You won't be touching or you don't touch. So when you're wearing gloves, because you won't touch te de with your hand, so de is the tool by which you're doing the touching, te de with your hand, tokoro, a place. What kind of place? Notice verbs go directly into nouns. Tokoro is a noun. So, wirisu ga tsuita tokoro. Tsuita is the intransitive past tense of tsuku. Or tsuku is the verb, and tsuku is the intransitive pairing of tsukeru. So this is to be affixed. This is something is on something. So this is wirisu ga tsuita tokoro. So this is a place where the virus is on it. Tsuita, affixed in some way. Tsuku, affixed, connected, not connected. It's on. It's on. It's an odd way of saying on something. So a place where the virus is on it. So a place with the virus on it. So, because you won't be touching with your hands the place where the virus is on it, tebukuro shiteru to, when you're wearing gloves, wirisu ga tsuita tokoro te de sawaranai no de, you won't be touching anything that has the virus on it, no de, because of that, yaku ni tachimasu, they are useful. We're talking about gloves. Notice how we don't have a super subject because the question announces a super subject. The question was tebukuro wa? And and the responder runs with that wa particle, and the wa particle carries over to the final verb yakuritachimasu. So they are useful because you won't touch with your hands a place with the virus on it when you're wearing gloves. Bruh. All right, let's keep on trucking. Demo, however, I was about to say skashi as an English translation. That doesn't make any sense. Demo, however, その手袋で顔を触らないでください. All right, so we have a negative request. 触らない is a negative verb. And if you want to say, please don't do that thing, it's negative verb, followed by de, followed by kudasai. In fact, if we don't have the kudasai there, if we just say swaranai de, it becomes a command. A command, actually. So, swaranai de. Swaranai de, swaranai de, don't touch your face, don't touch your face. Oh, well, that's, sorry, kao o sawaranai de kudasai. So this is, please don't touch your face. Tebukuro de, with your gloves. Sono tebukuro, those gloves. Kao o sawaranai de kudasai, don't touch your face with those gloves. So, when you're wearing gloves, you won't be touching with your hands places that have the virus on them, so they do help. However, demo, sono tebukuro de, with those gloves, kao o sawaranai de kudasai, don't touch your face. Don't touch your face. Don't touch my face either. If you're wearing gloves in Japan and you touch my face, no. Sugawara Elisa is gonna come get you. That's right. Okay, so sorry, this sentence was a little bit weird for me because I thought actually we were talking about like gloves in a doctor's office, but apparently they actually mean like those like driver's gloves. And when you think of driver's gloves, you think of like leather. No, they're like white cloth in Japan. I think that's what they're actually talking about because I wasn't expecting the sentence, to be quite frank. Tsukatta tebukuro wa. So okay, so we have a noun. Once again, if you're having trouble seeing this verb going into a noun pattern, you need to see this over and over and over again, okay? You need to get used to this. Verbs go into nouns just like e-adjectives go into nouns, okay? So e-adjectives and verbs share a whole heck of a lot together. Together. And this is one of the things. So this is a glove that was used. So tsukatta tebukuro, not was used, sorry. This would be that you use. So gloves that you use, notice it's not were used. Sorry, that was a mistranslation. It's not were used, like gloves that were used, because that would be passive, and passive would be tsukawareta. So this is gloves that you, there's no subject, but you use. Gloves that you use, wa, that's the super subject. Dekiru dake, as much as possible. And then this is what threw me away. Like, I thought for sure this wouldn't be what they were talking about. Sentaku shita hou ga ii desu. Sentaku suru is to, like, launder, to wash, and it's generally used for your laundry. So, like, the laundry machines are sentaku keys. So that's that verb with a key for machine on it. Notice how it's suru, but it's past tense shita. Past tense verb plus hou ga ii desu means, you don't really need the desu. The desu is making it a polite statement. Shita hou ga ii. This is the pattern. So past tense verb, plain form, hou ga ii, you should do. So this is saying it is that you should wash as much as possible. Dekiru dake. What are we talking about? Tsukatta tebukuro. The gloves that you use. So you should wash as much as possible the gloves that you used. For those of you out there, this is a prime example of wa being used instead of the o particle. So it's the thing that you're washing, sentaku suru, the thing that you're washing, the object of that verb would be these gloves. I would imagine. Like, I suppose maybe there's a world of gloves that wash you. In Soviet Russia, gloves wash you. However, I doubt I really doubt that's what they're talking about. So, tsukatta tebukuro wa dekiru dake sentaku shita hou ga ii desu. This is wa replacing the o particle. The best reason being, the best grammatical reason why we would put a wa there is, this might be best described as, sort of, this wa particle is simply identifying what the heck we're talking about. Everything after it is way more important than the fact that we're talking about those gloves. And so remember how I've mentioned in the past that the wa particle is simply just like, as for those gloves, what comes after the wa particle is important. That's what's happening, and usually we think about that with the ga particle as replacing a subject. However, that's not what's happening here, because what are we washing? We're washing the gloves. So the wa particle has the same function. I don't want to end up cursing on my stream or this YouTube video. Function as it would if it were replacing a ga particle. So ga's and o's are actually very similar, just they're easy to differentiate because one's subject and one's object. So ga's for subjects and weird double ga predicates, and o's are for the object of the verb that you're acting upon. So because of that, it's easy to differentiate ga and o. And we don't usually put a wa instead of an o. It doesn't happen as often as you might think it would. And our brains can sort of naturally say, "Tsukatta tebukuro wa." As for those tebukuros, you should watch them. We just throw in a subject. You should watch them. Notice how we just add the word them without even thinking. So our brains, for whatever reason in English, are hardwired to not have a problem with wa replacing o. And that's why whenever you go in there, you're seeing people ask, "What's the difference between wa and ga, wa and ga?" Really, if you just take wa and o's difference and you apply that to subject, you get the exact same. You get 90% of the rule. The remaining is just inside of miniature clauses, which fancy language words video series that I have. It's a playlist on YouTube. Check out. If you don't know what a clause is, check that out. So let's just go over this one more time. Tebukuro wa yaku ni tachimasu ka? Are gloves useful? And apparently we're talking about like the cloth gloves. Tebukuro shiteru to, when you're wearing gloves, wirisu ga tsuita tokoro o te de sawaranai. You aren't touching places, things that have the virus on them. Wirisu ga tsuita, so places with the virus stuck to them. No de, so because of that, yaku ni tachimasu. They are useful. Demo, but sono tebukuro de, with those same gloves, kao o sawaranai de kudasai. Don't touch your face. Notice the sono is making sure that we're saying those same gloves. Now notice she's answering your question. That's why it's sono and not kono. So imagine you're at a conference and you raise your hand, "Hey, can I wear gloves?" And you're like showing her gloves. She's going to respond by saying those gloves near you, which is why it's sono and not kono. Sono tebukuro de kao sawaranai de, don't touch your face. Tsukatta tebukuro wa, as for the gloves that you used, dekiru dake sentaku shita hou ga ii desu. Wash those gloves that you used as much as possible. That's what's going on. I hope this was helpful. I am getting tired. It's going to be midnight. I will continue this tomorrow or something like that. Have yourselves a happy day. Peace out. And let's sing Vampirina.
We can sing Booty Vampirina.
You want to sing Booty Vampirina? What's that song? We're living the scream.
Whoa, Vampirina. I can make zoo.
Maybe blue with pointy teeth.
Me blue is purple.